Hello, I'm reading Evie. Today I'm going to talk about The Ghost and the Bride by Bobbi Holmes. Haunting Danielle, number 14 out of 37. Family and friends gather at Marlow House for Ian and Lily's wedding. When an unexpected guest shows up, Danielle tries to figure out who he arrived with and why. Did I mention the unexpected guest is a ghost? These plot lines are getting shorter and shorter. I guess when you're a 37 book series, it doesn't need to be that long. Felicia, it's not really a note, I'm just introducing a character here. She was Jimmy's sister. Now, Jimmy was the man who dog-napped Sadie for the dog fighting BS. I don't remember which book that was. Maybe the third one in. It wasn't that far in, I remember that. So, Jimmy was arrested and Felicia is his sister. She's in town. She has Walt moving a heavy trunk. I wish we had a ghost who could lift. We don't necessarily need heavy stuff lifted often, but still. Shane is now in a mental hospital. So if you watched my last video, Shane is the one who killed his grandmother, Agatha, by pushing her down the stairs, and Agatha has been torturing him nonstop, and just been haunting the area, going into his dreams and turning them into nightmares. A connection was made that I did not realize. So there's a series, Stephanie Plum series, One for the Money. In the Stephanie Plum series, there's a cop named Joe Morelli, like in this book too. I didn't even think about that, which is, I've read not all of them, but I've read I think up to the 20s or something. It's also a long book series, just like this one, that's still, I think, ongoing. So I don't know how I did never make that connection. But while I'm here, there's also a character named Melanie, whose maiden name is Carmichael, like Sweet Home Alabama. Melanie Carmichael. That one I did notice, but I have a crazy thought. So Kent, Pamela's husband, there's a Pamela, who is Pamela is Lily's cousin, so she's obviously in town for their wedding. So Kent had a car wreck about a year ago. He seemed like a new man due to amnesia, but he called Felicia, so either he's lying and remembers his past, or he has a different past and the real Kent died. There's also a ghost lingering with the wedding party. Danny said he looked familiar but couldn't place him. I wonder if it's a Drop Dead Diva situation, which if you haven't seen Drop Dead Diva, it was a good show, where a woman died and pressed a little return button, because why not, and returned into somebody else's body who also died at that same moment. So that's what I was thinking happened. Ooh, the ghost has glass and blood stuck to him. My theory is strengthening. Haha. Kent apparently accidentally killed 2 people during his car wreck. It was a defect on the car though, so it wasn't drinking and driving or anything like that. So that's probably who the ghost is. Speaking of the ghost, one of them was... Did I ever write down the name? Oh, hold on a minute. No, I didn't. Oh, okay. Well, whatever. I didn't write down the names, but one of them was the boyfriend of Felicia. So that's why she's in town, because Kent called her and also told her to meet him. But she's also there for revenge, to kill Danny and Kent. Kent for, accidentally killing her boyfriend. And then Danny for having her brother arrested. Because, God forbid, you get punished for dog fighting. Yeah, Felicia seemed like a piece of work too. She was like, oh, it's just dog fighting? Who even cares? Danny saw Pam's wedding photo and recognized the ghost as Kent. I was right. My crazy little idea. And then my next note, I was sort of right. So Kent's body is being held hostage by that man that died. Apparently I never wrote the name, but who cares? He's a piece of crap too. So Felicia's boyfriend. And that guy just asked for a divorce too, and is about to get the settlement money from the wreck. The real Kent has a faint reflection though, and still loves Pamela. Poor guy was going through it, because the real Kent was stuck in limbo, because he obviously couldn't move on, and he couldn't go back into his body because that other guy had dove into it and took it. I wish I would have wrote down the name, It was something simple like TJ or something, maybe. Whatever. We'll call him that. And so he was, lingering around Pamela and this guy posing as Kent. And just like, because this guy, is obviously treating her like crap because he is a piece of crap. Well, he's not like trying to go too far because, they're still married and he wants the money. So, like, he's not, like, abusing her or anything, but it's definitely not treating her like the real Kent would or did. But she didn't, realize that it wasn't him because they just thought he suffered amnesia. So, she knew it wasn't her husband, but in a different way. So when Kent got into his wreck, he was someplace he shouldn't have been and told his boss not to tell Pamela why he asked off. So he was actually planning a surprise, not having an affair, like they thought. Because apparently she wanted to stay somewhere for like a vacation, and so he booked that place and obviously didn't want the boss to tell him or her and ruin the surprise. So, but then he supposedly died and then, couldn't tell her that. I was like, aw. But the real Kent was like, yes, this guy should divorce her. Thankfully they didn't ever have sex, so there was that. But the real Kent was like, I really do still love her. So I was like, Brian believes in Walt. He made Brian spill his beer after making a crack about Danny. He asked if Walt was there, and Walt gave him a hand towel. Felicia shot Kent, thinking it was Kent. Somehow she got shot too, though, and died. Apparently it was by cops. So the cops had arrived. I didn't catch that at that moment. A lot, really gets jammed in within a span of a couple of minutes. And so I'm just like, yeah. So I sometimes forget to note every, little detail. Just because I'm usually cooking. So I'm just like, hurry. The real Kent is back. Yay. So when Felicia shot her her current boyfriend, my bad, shot her boyfriend, not knowing it was him, the real Kent was able to jump back into his body and actually remembered his out-of-body experience. I said, JK, now he doesn't after 3 days. So Felicia and that boyfriend, I guess, basically went to hell from what we understand. Because apparently there was a weird, tornado or something, not an actual, but it was just of their spirits, and it got sucked in, is how they explained it. They're where they belong, and all was well. Kent was back and was like, no, I don't want a divorce, are you crazy? And yeah, so that was good. Adam found Walt's cousin. Oh, I forgot to mention. So apparently, oh no, I did mention it in the last book, I think, the last video. Oh yeah, I did. Yeah. Okay, cool. So Adam found Walt's cousin who looks just like him. It's pretty much just a twin. If, Walt was still alive. And he sent a link to Danny's website. Ooh. That's gonna set it up for a book, but not the next one. It's gonna be the one I'm on now, which is The Ghost and the Doppelganger. So that'll be in 2 books from now, 2 videos. Unfortunately, I'm not finished with it yet, so who knows when that'll be. Maybe a week from today, maybe not, I don't know. Anyways, that was The Ghost and the Bride, and of course it ends with Ian and Lily getting married, yay, and going on their honeymoon, yay, and the wedding guests going away, so that's good. And also, no, Chris was in this one, yeah, never mind. Anyways, let me know what you thought of The Ghost and the Bride. Bye.